everyone. It's John Hucker, the president of the Swiss Finance and Technology Association. We're here today for an interview with Olga Feldmeier of SMART VALOR. Olga, welcome to the program.
Hi, John.
I wanted to dive right in. We'll get right into it. Can you tell us all about SMART VALOR?
Well, SMART VALOR is the central marketplace for tokenized alternative investments. And I hope you do know what alternative investments are. It's basically everything that is not equity, cash, or bonds. And in that space, alternative investment used to be, space reserved for very large investors, right? Because of, of the sizes and the liquidity. But blockchain technology allows us to put all those investments on the blockchain and make them, in tokenized form, make them more accessible and more liquid.
Mm-hmm. And who exactly have you built SMART VALOR for?
Well, actually, our targeted markets are basically all the New World countries, right? Russia, China, Latin America. Why? Because, this is exactly, folks in those countries that don't have access to broad alternative investment space, that don't have access to safe haven assets as we know them in Switzerland. But also at the same time, those are the people that are interested to have, security away from their not very stable countries, with inflationary pressures, with regulations coming on all different sides, kind of like, regular retirement program restructuring, all the things that, where people just don't have reason to trust their governments. And it is the case in most countries. So opening up, our Swiss quite privileged private banking space to emerging markets, making it more accessible and more broad, right? This is our goal.
Great. Well, it sounds like Switzerland plays an important role in your company. Why did you choose to locate your business here in Switzerland?
Well, because the tricky thing with tokenizing of assets is kind of like you're moving, immediately, you're moving into the space of securities, and securities are, they're local, you need to register and all the local. So on the regulatory side, it's very difficult to provide such, global platform that is, accessible and available everywhere. But here in Switzerland, this is actually what we used to have for the last several centuries here, right? It's kind of like the Swiss offshore banking space, right, where you're basically located here, but you distribute and you're accessible to all the other countries, right? Of course, it's not easy to do, it's all cross-border business, but I think, as technology moves forward and we see very interesting applications in artificial intelligence space, right? We see regulatory opening with fintech license coming up, which we will certainly greatly benefit from, but also, things like just improvement in terms of process on video onboarding, right, which was made available, possible
recently,
last year, exactly.
Yeah.
That is great, we can onboard all the people that, would previously have no chance to have access to Swiss-style safe assets,
Well, thank you for those insights, Olga. It sounds like SMART VALOR really is at the center of reimagining the Swiss financial center's value proposition, which is quite exciting. So I look forward to seeing how that develops. Are there any last words you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, I think, our major mission is to democratize, this very, special and privileged private banking space. And with that, we're looking for more and more people to join us in building up this platform, and you can check out information about us on our website, smartvalor.com. And of course, we will be very happy, if you also further keep supporting our organization and we make it together in Switzerland.
Of course. Well, Olga, thank you for joining us today. This is Olga Feldmeier from SMART VALOR, and we'll be back with you again for more insights from the Swiss fintech ecosystem.
Bye.